It's so weird. This shit about to be weird as hell. He's so weird. You know. No. No. Oh, did the hopefully no one heard that. We're cutting that out. The final product. Oh, they can hear us right now. Be careful today, man.
Well, are you gonna are you gonna are you gonna lead us in? he said, he
Forget,
said,
forget what.
he said, oh.
Oh goddamn, bro.
this but
Goddamn.
goddamn is right, bro. This Monday is really fucking my guy up here,
I think it's fucking both of us up.
bro. So, oh man, God, this is so weird. This is so weird.
This is really weird.
You know, which is funny because when we first moved to Tuesday, I was saying the same
It was
shit.
weird.
I was like, "Man, this is so
Mhm.
fucking weird, bro." But when we first moved to Tuesday, it was so weird too. So now being back on Monday after Raw, yeah, this is definitely gonna take some getting used to if this is the route we take for Unscripted. Unscripted's in a bit uncertain waters right now. Not that it's gonna get cut or anything, but the day, if this is going to end up, we'll have to see how things shape up within the next couple of weeks. But if this is going to be a Monday or a Tuesday morning thing, but yeah, this is this is definitely new. This is definitely new, man. So, um, hey, this is they got this OBS update and they have a completely new audio mixer little panel. So so it's kind of it's kind of fucking me up.
It is fucking you up,
It's
bro.
kind of no, because it's like the all the fucking buttons are like weird. There's a lot of buttons on here now as opposed to normal. So I don't know. I feel like a fucking pilot or something with all these fucking buttons on the dashboard here, bro. But regardless, uh, regardless, um, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us for another edition of NHP Unscripted. This is your 316 day edition of Unscripted. As yes, it is.
It's new, you know. Well, like they said it a million times during Raw.
Yes, quite literally, bro. 1,000,001 to be exact. But yes, well, if you guys aren't aware, everything on WWE Shop is 31.6% off site wide. So, so, so yeah. So with that, with that, with that being said, if this is your first time watching, guys, you don't know how the show works. Normally, every Tuesday, we're on here with NHP Unscripted. Every Friday, we're on here at 3 p.m. Central with the news. And for the pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW, we are live directly after the show goes off the air with the official post-show review. And with that being said, if you guys did miss yesterday's edition of the AEW Revolution 2026 post-show review, you guys can now watch that live on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to stay first, join us right here live every single Sunday. Or what am I talking about? You can join us. You can join us live after every pay per view for both AEW and WWE with the official post show review. I can't take you seriously today, bro. Oh man, you're a funny guy. So yes, if you guys did miss the Revolution review, again, we're live after all the AEW pay-per-views and the WWE pay-per-views. The next time we will be on here live is for AEW Dynasty in a little under a month. So look out for that. But the Revolution review is up on all platforms for you guys, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man, where you can find this beautiful piece of Notorious Heels merchandise, the brand new slept-on design, as well as all the other OG designs live on there as we speak, man. Again, that is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. And with that being said, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at Notorious Heels, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show, And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K in the house. Man, Sir K, go ahead and let the people know what it is that you are smiling about today.
I'm here and I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Coming off a very good weekend, very fun weekend, and what was a very fun pay-per-view. So overall, had a very good weekend, man. Had a very good weekend. Now I'm here, man. Watched Raw today. That was was an episode of Raw. You know, it opened good and nothing else happened after that overall. So your typical Monday Night Raw usually has one really good thing on it and the rest of just nothingness. Um, Other than that, man, I'm doing good, man. Just doing good. Just been chilling, man. Just been chilling. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How are we doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Like you said, just coming off of the weekend, and stuff. So that is that was good. That was good. That was good. But other than that, nothing too much, man. Nothing too much. Just same old, bro. So yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing, bro. But yeah, honestly, man, just chilled out for the most part. Just chilled out for the most part, bruh. Yeah, man, got nothing. But yeah, this is odd. This is so odd. Monday Night Raw tonight. Well, obviously, first off, you know, other than Raw, being Raw for the most part, yeah, I got nothing. But as for you guys, as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Bell, and everybody in the Replay Mafia? Thank you guys for joining us again, whether you're here now or a part of the Replay Mafia. How's everybody doing? And thank you guys as always for joining us. Manager Logan says he was at the gym, so he did not watch Raw. Lucky you. Monday Night Raw tonight was had its high points. Its high points were high, and the rest of the show was pretty bland. There was really no big follow-up, I would say, to the Finn Balor Dominic Mysterio stuff. Probably has a lot to do with what happened at AAA with Dom, which is probably not the best idea to have him be the AAA Mega Champion going into WrestleMania and having to obligate to AAA because things can happen. Things happened, injuries happened. To my knowledge, he busted his head open, and he obviously wasn't able to be at Raw tonight. So, instead, we got a follow-up by Liv Morgan, who was following up on the Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio beef. So, you fucking gotta love it. But other than that, we've seen Punk and Roman. We've seen Lesnar on the show. That was the high point of the show for me. Was the Brock Lesnar stuff. And we'll get into that in a minute. We have no Dynamite to talk about this week. But
Darn. No.
But
We got something better.
Yeah. We got
SmackDown.
this. We have this March 13th edition of everybody's favorite wrestling show of the week. We have Friday Night SmackDown.
You know, man, it fits for being Friday the 13th for that episode, man, because shit's scary. Fucking SmackDown is scary.
Yeah. That may be the nicest way I've ever heard anybody describe SmackDown. You know, very scary show. Some people would say worse things about SmackDown. However,
you probably will in a few minutes.
Man, God, this show, you know, eventually, we will have to start looking at Paul Triple H Levesque to blame for some of these things, because Road Dogg is gone and this show still sucks. Dude, so to start you guys off, bro, SmackDown was tasked with two really big things this week. They were tasked with the follow-up to Cody Rhodes winning the WWE Championship and the follow-up to Drew McIntyre losing the WWE Championship. One of those things, I thought they did really well. The other one, what happened? What honestly happened, bro? And what I mean by this is Drew McIntyre. What did the almighty Paul Triple H Levesque have for Drew McIntyre coming out of losing the WWE Championship last week? What did he have for him? WWE ran the I Quit angle for Drew McIntyre.
In a single night, too. They didn't even build it over a week or two. Literally, in the span of like an hour and a half, 2 hours, they did the I Quit angle just for him to attack Jacob Fatu afterwards during his match.
This company. Rinse
And it gets worse.
and repeat. Rinse and repeat, bro. So, Drew McIntyre quits WWE. He looks at Nick Aldis and he says, I quit. And Jacob Fatu later in the night has a match. I can't even remember who against, but he gets attacked in the middle of it by Drew McIntyre.
And dude, even worse, man, they had a promo earlier in the night where Jacob Fatu literally goes, it's not about Cody, it's not about the title.
Yes.
He literally said it's not about Cody. What? What? It's just about pissing Drew off?
They done had Jacob Fatu go out there, look down a camera lens, and say, this ain't about Cody.
This ain't about Cody.
So, do you start to see why people haven't cared at all about the build to WrestleMania? Do you see why people have not cared up until this point? Because what you've done, you basically deemed what you did throughout the month of January and February useless. With Jacob Fatu saying this was never about Cody, or this isn't about Cody, or whatever he said. So what were those promos for? So Jacob, you just didn't care at all, that Cody Rhodes, basically made fun of him for being a fucking jailbird and not thinking before he speaks. That none of that. So all that's just gone. All that just we just don't care about that anymore. And so he has a beef with Drew McIntyre. Great. Okay. They ran the quit angle when Drew was feuding with CM Punk. Here we are again. And I don't know. I don't know. I guess this is all Paul knows for Drew McIntyre. Way to make his character the justified heel that he once was. Way to make him look like a complete and utter crybaby and a fucking quitter. Nice, Paul.
He just looks like a crybaby ass quitter. This repetitive ass storytelling that made Fatu look fucking so narrow-minded that he just fucking went after Drew for no reason. Nonsensical, completely mad. And I get you want to do Randy and Cody solo at this point. I get that. And they look like they're building something good, man. But like, you involved everybody into it just to take them all out of it, and it made them all look worse. You can't do shit like that.
Completely fucking ridiculous, man. Completely fucking ridiculous. I don't know, man. Triple H, Triple H is Triple H is a he is a special kind of human being. So, you know, they decided in the end to split this up into 2 singles matches. Amazing.
That's so stupid, bro. And all of it, Black was also involved, but now he is in a carrying cross position. He is the doomsday fucking prepper, whatever it is. That's what he is. He's the character doomsday prepper now.
I
Thanks. That's what
yeah,
I wanted from Aleister Black.
so I guess we never got any sort of follow up to we never got any sort of follow up at all to Black getting a victory over Randy Orton, who is now the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship.
Nothing. No mention of it. Nothing.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks. The Wyatt Six defeated the MFTs in a tag match, and they were about to get their lantern back. Howdy got the lantern back before being hit with a hidden blade by Tama Tonga, or what does he call it? The cutthroat.
I think he calls it. Yeah, I think it is called the cutthroat.
And the MFTs stole the lantern back. Wow.
What are we doing, bro? What is this, man? This is literally the egg storyline, but with fucking the Wyatt family lantern. Oh, he's got it. Oh no, he didn't. They stole it back. Oh my god. Fucking. They had Clayface go and grab the fucking lantern like it's a championship, and he's fucking like hugging it, and then he fucking is. It looks so bad, dude. It looks so bad and stupid.
It does, man. It does. Yeah, dude, this feud has been such a fumble. This feud has been such a fumble, man. This was one of those things that I think had a lot of promise when it first started. Not to mention, these two teams don't even have the tag team championships as a focus going into Mania, because at least as far as I'm concerned, I believe that Damian Priest and R-Truth are the number 1 contenders for the MFTs and the tag titles. So I don't even think, unless I don't know when, and maybe they do that tag match before WrestleMania. I certainly hope. I certainly hope they will. But they don't even have that. I mean, what does this feud have, bro? Honestly, what does this feud have? I mean, again,
Welcome.
you done started a lantern storyline probably way too soon. You probably should have done it a little bit closer to Mania, being that, again, we know how this whole thing works, bro. If things drag out in wrestling too long, eventually nobody's gonna fucking care. And eventually, the longer it goes on, the more stupid the Wyatts are gonna look, especially being that they managed to get their hands on the fucking lantern, and then Bo Dallas just starts parading around, not watching his surroundings at all, and then just gets whacked. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. The feud, again, once started off very promising, and now we're at the point where, again, I just think people lack a sense of care.
No, they do, and I think people lost their sense of care for really both of these teams a while ago, man. And it's just beating a dead horse at this point with these two groups, and they really never went anywhere creatively, unfortunately for the Wyatts and for the MFTs. Man, they had a little something going for each group when they first, came up and formed, but both groups have simultaneously just kind of faded away into nothing. And they were already kind of there when they started their feud, so it hasn't aged any better over the course of this feud, man. It really hasn't. And now they got fucking Wepa Truth, whatever they are, fucking coming for them. This is just horrible, man. It really is.
Wepa Truth.
You're not fucking Wepa Truth, bro. You don't want them to be the tag champs, man? Well, it is crazy because they're doing all this shit in the tag team division. Meanwhile, they are running a fucking breakup tease with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yes.
They're teasing breaking them up, and and you basically just let Tommaso Ciampa walk when you could easily still had DIY on your roster. Made no sense. Makes no sense.
No, no, none at all. None at all. They have Johnny Gargano laying on a crate, and Chris Sabin's getting mad at Alex Shelley because Alex Shelley wants Johnny Gargano to be the old Johnny Gargano. And yeah, I'm in that boat too. I want Johnny Gargano to be the old Johnny Gargano, but please, don't split up the Motor City Machine Guns when, bro, you haven't even give them a real chance. Like, yeah, they've been tag team champions, but bruh, you haven't even. They've been fighting the same fucking teams. You haven't even put them up against the Usos or any of the War Raiders, any of the tag teams on Raw. These tag divisions have no space to breathe because they don't get to fight any other tag teams.
They don't.
When Motor City, even when Motor City was tag team champions, again, it's not like we even have. Not saying that they should bring this up at all, but bring this back at all, but we don't even have like the Survivor Series brand versus brands where we could at least see a glimpse of them versus another tag team for Monday Night Raw. We just never seen any of it. So, and they never shake up the rosters, and the tag teams suffer from the shit the most. Because, bro, look at the Wyatt Six and MFTs. Look at there's other factions that they can face. Like, again, not saying that they're fucking like great factions that they can face, but there's the Vision, there's the New Day on the other show, there's other factions on the other show. Yet MFTs and Wyatts, one of the reasons they've probably been feuding for so long is because they're like the only other faction on the show. There's no breathing room at all. With singles people, it's a little bit easier because the rosters are a little bigger, but even those need space to breathe. The tag teams, especially, like I said, they fucking hurt from the shit the most. You know what I mean? That's why, at least with the women's tag titles, they sort of float on the brands. Rio's on Raw, then it goes to Lash and Nia, they're on the other brand. So there's at least a little bit of cross branding or a little bit of breathing room for these teams to kind of move around. But bro, you're teasing a Motor City Machine Guns breakup, and you haven't even started the fucking motorcycle yet. You haven't even loaded up the machine gun yet.
Nothing. Literally nothing. Like you said, that's like the biggest part with the tag team division is they're all stuck on the same brand for fucking 2.5 years now, and then there's literally no event horizon of any type of fucking shake up or roster move around or nothing coming up. So these teams are all of them are still stuck facing each other probably for the next at least year, and no one's gonna mean anything in that time, man, because no one almost mean nothing now, and it's just going to get worse and worse.
It absolutely makes no sense, Paul. It absolutely makes no sense. I do not understand, especially with the tag team divisions, man. I do not understand what his obsession is for not wanting to do a draft. You fucking bald succubus. Why do you think your boy, Tommaso Ciampa, done left the company? Because he was probably fucking tired of doing the same old thing with DIY fighting the same old teams. Makes no sense, bro. That makes no sense. Speaking of the women's tag titles, we have the return of the Bella Twins.
Oh, brother. Oh, man. Well, my God.
The return of the Bella Twins. Great. That is just what I needed in time for WrestleMania season.
What are they building up, man? Charlotte and Alexa versus Lash and Nia versus the Bell Twins? That shit sounds fire to me, man.
Probably versus Lyra and Bailey, I would hope.
It's interesting. I wonder where all that were. Yeah, they did just want the tag titles. Oh, is it gonna be like a super women's multi then? Cause like, god damn.
Yeah, yeah. They'll probably do that as a fatal 4-way. for the
Because I'm assuming the Kabuki Warriors are going to be in there now. Because from the way things are looking, I don't think we're getting that Io and Asuka match after tonight looks.
yeah,
Which is
possibly,
like,
yeah,
what?
possibly. Um, mm. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I guess they could do like a ladder match. I don't really know how many people would be interested in a women's tag title ladder match if they wanted to get more than 4 teams in there, but I could see it. I could definitely see it. Triple H and his fucking tag team showcase matches. You gotta love them.
Okay,
So
so
yeah,
that's the only time you see them is those random showcases. They
yeah,
don't get really showcased outside of those.
100%. But the Bella Twins are back, and looks like they're in the tag title mix for WrestleMania. Paul, if I haven't thanked you enough, thank you for your expertise on the way to WrestleMania. This is just what I wanted to see. The Bella Twins versus Lash and Nia versus Charlotte and Alexa versus Bailey and Lyra.
Don't forget the Kabuki Warriors, man. Don't get there in there.
Yeah, and the Kabuki Warriors, maybe?
And probably look at that, man. Aren't you excited? Aren't you excited for more teasing of Kari potentially turning against Asuka, man? Are you ready for that for the next 6 months? Is that about to be the new Judgment Day fucking wait period?
Yeah. We'll be sitting here in August, and Kyrie will be standing
Still
there, and
be getting
Asuka will yell, Kyrie!
so bad. It's so bad, dude. This women's tag division has deteriorated so much. We're relying on the Bella Twins.
Now, we have more Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill saga. As this week, Jade Cargill wins her match against Mi Chin. And afterwards, Rhea Ripley and her had a brief promo battle. Jade Cargill pretty much just told her, this is how you get it done. And Rhea Ripley says at WrestleMania, she will make Jade Cargill her bitch.
Dead ass, bro. If you're their boss, bro, tell them I don't care. Just talk crazy to each other on the mic. You all need something to go into this match, bro, because this is meaningless. This might be the most meaningless match going into Mania.
Well, when you don't say anything outside of the word bitch, it is pretty evident why, man. I mean, how the hell did these two go from being in the news for trying to, you know, take personal shots at each other on Twitter to all they talk about is big muscles and now making each other their bitch. Again, where is all the pot shots that we were taking at each other? Again, it really does kind of make me believe that that was probably legit, and either one of the talents or somebody in creative was genuinely hurt by it, which I don't know if it's Rhea Ripley. Again, if that was real, Rhea Ripley obviously was pretty upset by things Jade Cargill said by slandering her name. But again, not really the right way to go about it. I mean, if you're Rhea Ripley, why are you getting butthurt by Jade Cargill?
Shoot back.
You have the easy. I mean, it's Jade Cargill. You can verbally slaughter her. I mean, like legit. Jade, what? I could come up with shit right now as I fucking sit here, dude. I mean, she said what about Rhea Ripley? You spend time with creative, and you spend time making sure your character looks great. Jade Cargill's fucking exhibit A for somebody that WWE constantly covers up with smoke and mirrors. She ain't shit.
Exactly. Tell, tell her to ask her about all the time she spent in the PC that ended up being in nothing because she still can't wrestle. Fucking, you got so much shit you could say against her, bro. Is like, just say it back and just say it in the ring where people can actually see it and ingest it and fucking care about your match.
Yes, I mean it is Jade Cargill, for crying out loud. If I mean again, I mean if Bianca Belair was throwing pot shots at you and you wanted to get butt hurt, then okay, I can understand that. At least Bianca Belair is worth a fuck. But uh, I mean, again, if any of that is real, why the hell are we getting butthurt by things that Jade Cargill is saying? Jade Cargill is not that good. She's not. Again, the amount of verbal fucking pipe bombs you can throw her way are you Rhea Ripley can slaughter Jade Cargill on the mic. So if any of that legitimately is real, which again, the more this feud goes on, the more it's genuinely making me believe that, wow, somebody got butt hurt and they said, oh, okay, well, let's just, let's go off of something a little more tame. Let's go off of something that isn't, insulting anybody personally.
Yeah. It's like, all right, then you have nothing to go for at that point. If you want to be that soft, imagine if you had Roman Reigns and CM Punk out there and they're just saying the most generic shit ever week to week, man. Like, no, you got to come at it. This is Mania. Y'all got to come at each other's throat. That's the whole point.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, we've seen this last year with Charlotte and Tiffany. Somebody says something and then, oh, fucking yippee ki somebody gets upset and then they go and then they backtrack on it cuz they don't want personal shots. They want something that's, entertaining for everybody and something that, doesn't insult anybody personally. And then they backtrack on it, and we're doing the same shit again with the same title. I don't know if this title's cursed around WrestleMania season, bro, but I mean, it is just that to me again. If any of that is even remotely close to being true, what do we again? Like Sir K just said, man, bro, this is WrestleMania season, man. We don't have time for this. We don't have time. We do not have time for these bullshit storylines, bro. So if you guys are gonna commit to a feud, then go all in with the fucking feud, man, and tear each other apart, and then have a banger ass match. And business is business. You know what I mean? Why is everybody taking shit so personally?
Look what happened last year with Tiffany and Charlotte. They were throwing out pots. They were throwing shots at each other. They went and they had a good match, and it was good. I enjoyed the feud. I overall enjoyed the build and the match. Boom. You don't even have like, and it's not even one of those situations where you have two people who aren't really putting up the heat against each other, but the match when we get it will be good. This is Jade Cargill we're talking about. Jade can only move Rhea to such a good match. It's not going to be no crazy ass match. You need a build for this type of match, man, and we don't have really either to look forward to. It's not looking good right now.
Not at all. Not at all, bro. And again, I mean, I seriously can't stress enough, bro. This is Rhea Ripley. This is Rhea fucking Ripley. Bro, you mean to tell me you can't come up with anything to say back to Jade Cargill talking about you spending time with creative?
How about all the time she spent with Cody? Well, that's the reason she got a job. It's fucking Cody Rhodes. Bring that up. Dude, you have so much shit you could say against fucking Jade Cargill, bro. You could say so much shit, and you're saying none of it just to protect each other's fucking feelings and emotions. Who cares? It's WrestleMania. You gotta go at each other's throat, bro. That's the name of the game.
Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Rhea Ripley literally can
You
look down a lens and say, okay, you say I spend all this time with creative. I'm the biggest fucking star in the business. And what do you have to show? You can't even wrestle. You can't even wrestle. Jade is literally the I want to wrestle to be famous type of person. She don't love
she
the
literally
business.
said that. She's said that she wants to go fucking that her goal is to go to Hollywood and all that shit. Like you got fuel. Like I'm not even big crazy into the Liv and Stephanie Vacker feud, but at least when they fucking interact with each other, they're actually talking shit. Liv is telling her she fucking grew up in a mud house, and shit. Like at least there's something. At least those two women are trying to fucking come at each other's throat, and you got nothing from this side of it.
But sir, hey man, Twitter is they're not happy
They're not,
about Liv saying that. That's racist.
man.
You know.
Yeah, I would say worse shit the next week if I was Liv, man. And the best part about that, literally next week on Raw, Stephanie Vacker was just shooting back. Simple as that. Like
Yes.
that's just the name of the game, bro. When you get a wrestler that knows what they're doing, they don't care about what you're saying about them. They're just gonna shoot back, bro.
Yes. It makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense, bro. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. I gotta say, this was absolute cornballery in the beginning of it. We were dying, bro. We were fucking dying.
We were laughing our ass off watching this. It's literally just, oh man, I, Cody. Oh, I'm Cody. I want the real Randy Orton. I want the Legend Killer. Um, that's what I want. I'm so excited. I'm fixing my friend at WrestleMania. Oh, it was so corny, dude. Fucking Cody is hilarious, dude.
Cody was cornballing this thing up, bro. He was so giddy to be facing his boy Randy Orton, man. This guy was my god, he was having a ball. He was having a ball, man. He was absolutely having a ball. He was, Randy, you are my first opponent in WWE, and I wanted to be like you. And what did he say? I'm not your son. I'm not your brother, but I'm proud to be your boy. And bro, this motherfucker,
Cornball.
this motherfucker, he signs the contract and Orton's signing it, and he's like, yeah, yeah. He's so fucking stoked, man. He's so happy. He's like, Randy, I love you. And Randy gives him a fucking hug and grabs him by his stupid blonde head and fucking throws his hat into the table. And then he gives him a low blow and starts whooping his ass, bro. He
Beat the life.
murdered
It was a murder.
Cody Rhodes. He murdered
No, he
this
really
fucking Chad to the point where now I guess I don't know. He went from being QB1 to third string, I guess. Man, he beat the life out of him, bro. But you know, Randy Orton had the angel on his shoulder, man. His boy Jelly Roll came out to stop him, and Jelly Roll got pushed on the ground. Cody was all bloodied. He laid Cody Rhodes up against the steel, like he laid him on the announce table, and then he like propped the steel steps up. He walked off, came back with a steel chair, and smacked Cody Rhodes in the head with the steel chair. While he was laying up against the announce table, or while he was laying up against the steel steps. Randy Orton goes heel. Randy Orton goes heel, man. Do you think it was a little too soon, or do you think this was just perfect to cut to the chase and not have these two I guess, just be in love with each other for a little bit?
No, I think they did the perfect decision, man. We all knew what was gonna happen. I mean, we fucking knew it for like 2 years now. They've been teasing it. Um, so I'm very glad they didn't just continue to tease it on the way to the feud, and they just pulled the trigger instantly. Orton fucking did what he had to do, and I really liked what Orton said before. And kind of like during the beatdown of like how it wasn't supposed to be Cody. It would have been easier if it wasn't Cody.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cody understood that up until he turned heel and was beating the shit out of him. And I really like that because like that does imply that the Randy Orton character didn't really want to have to do this against Cody, but it is what it is. It's the business. It's what he's got to do to win the title. Um, so he's gonna fucking brutalize the shit out of even his close friend, man. And I do really like that detail. I like that he like wanted it to be Drew to make it easier. I really like that. That was a cool nuance to it. And overall, I liked it. Cody was being corny as hell, as per usual, man. But overall, I think they did a real good job, man, of making Orton look like a beast and making Cody just, get his ass beat. And, very sad. Oh, boo-hoo, Cody's getting his ass beat in the build of WrestleMania. Um, and I'm interested to see how they continue their feud. It got interesting tonight. I mean, people are fucking. I can't wait to talk about what fucking Twitter thinks fucking Randy Orton was talking about tonight. Oh, they're fucking hilariously delusional, man. But
Oh no.
so far I'm not. Yes, yes.
I
Um,
don't even want to know. I want to know, but I don't want to know.
but I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to tell you what they think View's fucking talking about tonight. But overall, I like that segment. I like what they did, and I like the nuance that Orton added of like not wanting to have to do it against Cody, but obviously still doing it anyway. I like that a lot.
No, 100%. So I did like I did like that aspect a lot. I did like that aspect a lot of Orton sort of um as a person feeling like he is about to snap or feeling like he is going to have to do whatever he has to do to become world champion. And then obviously it was sort of sprung upon him that this was supposed to be Drew McIntyre, and like I said, it was sort of strung upon him that, oh shit, now I have to do that to Cody, so this makes it a lot harder. I think that is a cool aspect. I think that is a cool aspect to it. I think that is I think like you said, it adds a taste of something different to the whole feud, I guess. But Orton Orton and Cody, I would say, in terms of doing it too soon, I think if WWE even thought about holding this off any longer, they may have had one extra week in their pockets, if they really wanted to string their fan base along and kind of, you know, maybe have Orton, tell Cody like, "Hey, man, um, this isn't this like you don't understand.
And Rainbows.
This isn't just two friends fighting each other in the main event of WrestleMania. Like, I need this. If they really wanted to, they could have had Orton kind of hold that along, and you could have had Cody cornball it up for like a maybe one more week, and then Orton finally snaps. But bro, they did what they did here, and to be honest with you, man, I don't fucking blame them at all. Only because you got nothing. You got nothing, okay, man? You have nothing going
Yeah.
into WrestleMania season, bro. Like, when I tell you you needed something big to happen, I genuinely mean it. I genuinely mean it, man. And when you talk about talk worthy things, you needed something to pop off, and that something here was Randy Orton turning heel, and again sparking that fire in this feud, and in something surrounding the WWE Championship, because the WWE Championship has been in such a weird spot this WrestleMania season, man. I mean, you put it on Drew. There was talk of a 4-way, a 6-pack challenge, a fatal 5-way, all these other things. Drew Fatu, Drew Cody, Hell in a Cell, Cody Roman. I mean, there's been so many canceled ideas and plans. You needed a statement made tonight, and you certainly didn't make it with Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. So it needed to be with Cody and Randy Orton, and I think Cody and Orton did a good job at selling that. Again, it's the annual Cody bloody beatdown every year. He just gets his ass whooped to a bloody pulp. But here, it was needed. It was needed. Again, it's rinse and repeat, like Drew McIntyre quitting the company. But at the end of the day, um, beggars can't be choosers, okay? And I guess we asked for something a little bit exciting for WrestleMania. So they decided to have Randy Orton turn already, which again I do agree with it, man. I think they, I think they're. I think they're in a spot where they just needed something to pop off. They needed something interesting, something of intrigue to happen. And I think Orton delivered that.
I think he did. I think he did. I mean, if you're in a scenario of, the business where you didn't fucking tease Randy and Cody for 2 years with nothing happening, then you could have probably stretched it out. But with fucking all them, literally basically all the years of waiting for this match, you had to just pull that trigger instantly on that turn and set up what people really wanted.
For sure. So Orton is a heel, and he's coming for his boy Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Does unfortunately, either way, Cody probably still walks out of WrestleMania WWE champion, right? I would think.
I mean, that's the thing with Cody. Either he walks out of Mania champion or he walks out of SummerSlam champion. So either or, he loses at Mania, he's gonna win at SummerSlam. He fucking wins at Mania, he'll probably lose it sometime during the summer, if not SummerSlam against somebody. So it really, like, I don't know yet. Obviously we've seen more of like Roman and Punk, for example. So I have who I envision to win and lose in that feud. This one's kind of so soon. I'm gonna need like another week or two for it to for shit to happen with this feud to really get a picture of it. More than likely, if I'm betting man, obviously the odds are in Cody's favor, unfortunately. But we'll see when it happens.
Gotcha. So, with that, that is everything for SmackDown, man, as we have Monday Night Raw. But before we get to that, we got a word from our sponsor here at Notorious Heels, man. We got a word from Dubby. Dubby is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. Dubby is a clean formula, sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your Dubby products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next Dubby purchase.
Always gotta shout out Dubby. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, man. No matter what it is, whether it's staying up late, whether it's focusing on whatever you gotta focus on, man. Dubby's got you. It'll keep you focused. It'll keep you energized. You won't have the jitters. You won't be caught slipping, and it'll taste good all at the same time. Truly, always gotta shout out Dubby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, thank you to the official sponsor of what we do here at Notorious Heels. As always, thank you and shout out to the great people over at Dubby. So, Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw from San Antonio, Texas. This was your 316 edition of Monday Night Raw. Okay, did you know that today is 316 day? The day of Austin 316.
This episode of Raw, man. Obviously, we're about to get into it, and the opener was really good, and I can't wait to get into that, man. But, dude, there's two things that really annoyed me about this episode of Raw. It was that fucking 316 nonstop. And, dude, there were so many replays of shit that happened last week that happened on SmackDown, dude. There was literally two completely separate 3-minute plus replays of what they did with Randy and Cody last week. Literally two separate ones in the night for no reason. There was the AAA replay of the Dom stuff. There was a replay of fucking like 3 other things, dude. Like half of the show is replays, and I can't stand that shit, dude. That is like one of my biggest pet peeves at Raw at this point. It's literally a quarter of it is just replays for random shit. It's so frustrating.
It is. It is. Yeah, I was watching myself, and I'm sitting there like, dude, Didn't they already roll a whole video package for Cody and Randy's little segment on SmackDown?
Twice.
They rolled it multiple times, man. So, I don't know. It's good old WWE, you know. This episode of Monday Night Raw was from San Antonio, Texas. Like I said, as this was the March 16th edition of Raw, as today is 316 day. If you guys didn't know, if you guys go over to WWE Shop right now, everything is 31.6% off. 31.6% off on all your orders, man. So, because it's 316 day, man. So,
And Mania tickets are 31.6% off.
yep, yep.
Look at that, man. That's really gonna drop that fucking 3,100 down to fucking 2,700.
WWE decided to open Monday Night Raw with almost giving me a heart attack.
Oh man,
A bad one. A
dude,
bad one.
they done did it with the fucking opener, man, because they really tricked me into thinking I was about to get some drizzling shits, and they genuinely shocked the hell out of me and gave us what we wanted, man. I gotta clap for them with that one. They knew what they were doing with that opener, man. Because I like you, bro. I was like, oh my god, they're doing it, and they didn't do it. I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Well, the show opens up with Seth Rollins and his flock of
The Geek Squad.
Seth Rollins comes out here, man, and he's with his boys, man. The baddest group of men in the world. Okay? Him and the Masked Men. You see everything from fat guys out there to little skinny geeks that look nothing like Seth to guys that do not even have the same skin color as Seth Rollins. You know, a lot of guys that really confuse me for Seth.
Really did.
Yeah, big time. Big time, man. I thought every one of those guys could have been Seth. You know? But Seth Rollins comes out here. He says he created the vision and he will tear it down. He says if you stand next to Paul Heyman, you are marked for death.
I knew it was gonna happen instantly, man.
Paul Heyman comes out looking like death.
Dude, he looked like shit. What did they do to him? like kayfabe wise, what did they do to him? Did they fucking crash the ambulance and with him inside it and run away? Because all the other guys look fine. LA Knight looked fine. What did they do to him?
It's a great question. It's a great question. Where did they take Paul Heyman? Are you laughing?
They took him. I don't know where they took him, but they took him.
Are you laughing about what happened to Paul Heyman, dude?
Oh yeah, bro, he had
What?
pink eye. What did they do to give him pink eye?
They took him to the Amazon rainforest, maybe, bro. I don't know.
Like shit.
I don't know, man. Maybe he was messing around with some fungi or something.
Maybe he was, bro. Maybe he was.
You know, he was playing around in poison ivy. Now, there could have been a lot of things, man. There could have been a lot of things they done to our guy Paul Heyman. We don't know where they took him, but Paul Heyman stumbles out there. He says, and then Rollins starts to speak again. He says he's made a lot of mistakes, but letting Paul Heyman in his inner circle was the biggest. And now he will cut him out of the business for good. Heyman grabs the mic as he's slowly trotting out there. He says, "You F with me, I F with you. You know the rules. F-A-F-O. F-A-F-O. F-A-F-5. And I said, oh, brother.
I was like, oh, man.
I said, I'm sitting there watching this, man. And I'm saying to myself, there is no fucking shot they're going to give us Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So, and they had me. They had me for a minute.
They had me. They had me. I really thought that, man, they tricked the fuck out of me. They did good with that one.
So,
That's an unreal episode where I can say they actually fucking got me.
100%. 100%, bro. So, Brock comes out. He takes out all of Seth Rollins' masked goons. And, bro, did you see the one guy he threw square on the steel steps?
The worst one was the guy right after that, man. He fucking jumped on the one that like barefoot
Yeah.
jumped on
Yeah.
Lesnar. Dude, when he suplexed him back, he had to have landed square on his head, bro. He had to have.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my god. But that's someone's career off done from the beginning.
Yeah, no, he's not showing up to school tomorrow for sure. He is not showing up to
No.
wrestling school tomorrow. It's yeah, it's over. So Brock takes all these guys out and he's in the ring. I'm not gonna say I knew Oba was coming out, but I knew something was weird because we heard that Rollins wasn't cleared. And Rollins wasn't getting out of the ring. He's just standing there, just watching Brock take apart all these guys. And I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen, but something felt weird because Rollins is just standing there. And Brock takes out all these guys, and he goes face to face with Brock. And I'm sitting there like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. Because I genuinely thought in my mind at this time, I thought that we may have been right with just the thought of, Rollins facing Brock at WrestleMania. So I'm sitting there like, man, you have just got to be fucking kidding me with this, man. Like, there is no way they are going to give us Brock versus Seth again. And the lights go out. And I said, oh, okay, here's their gig, right? Now Rollins is going to, instead of the masked men being his camouflage, now he's going to use the lights. Okay, Aleister Black. So
Man, that's what I thought in that moment too. I was like, dude, their lights are gonna come back and Seth is just gone, and so are the masked men. And I was about to be like, bro, what was the point of the masked men at that point?
yes.
I was about to be so mad.
Oh, I was gonna be so pissed because I'm like, they cut the lights off, and then I thought, I'm like, you mean to tell me you had Rollins stay here instead of running away like he did last week with the camouflage of the masked men? You mean to tell me your big idea, instead of using the masked men as camouflage like they have been for him, now we're just cutting the lights out? So, I was going to be so fucking angry. Oh, man. They almost had me, bro. And then we hear the music of the ruler, the bringer of war. Bro, we hear Oba Femi's music as this man marches to the ring.
That shit was incredible, man. The crowd was going nuts.
Bro, this crowd was so hot for this. They were not this hot all night. They were chanting Oba. They were doing ooh. Bro, this man was standing in the ring looking at Brock Lesnar. Rollins is in the corner like laughing at Brock. As Rollins goes to walk up to Brock, and Brock kind of steps towards Rollins. Rollins gets out of the ring as Rollins clearly used this to distract Lesnar, because this man Brock Lesnar turned around, and I ain't never seen this man Brock Lesnar get manhandled like this before. This motherfucker got plucked out of the air for a fall from grace as this crowd was going nuts. And to think that WWE even thought about not doing this match after a fucking reaction like that, again, really paints the picture that Oba Femi should be the guy actually retiring Brock Lesnar. Because I love Gunther. Gunther and Brock is not going to get that same reaction. Just being honest.
It's not. It's not going to get that same reaction. And the people were reacting like crazy, bro. Those chants were so loud during the whole thing. Man, they were chanting Oba. They were just fucking screaming when he fought. Dude, you had Michael Cole saying "holy shit" on the fucking on the comm when he fucking planted him down. That shit was amazing, dude. I love the way they did that. And this just proves like, go. Sometimes the fans are right, man. People want people for a reason, and Oba is the exact epitome of that, man. And I'm really glad they're giving it to us, man, because that's a very good match. And people popped for the graphic when they played it afterwards, man.
Oh, yeah.
This is the type of shit people want, man.
Absolutely incredible stuff. Like Sir K said, man, Michael Cole yelled out "holy shit." He even said the same thing afterwards. In all the years that he has been calling Brock's career, he has never seen him get manhandled quite like he was tonight, man. And I the way Obafemi threw him up, bro, I was like, oh damn. I was even kind of
crazy.
Yeah, I was even kind of shocked my damn self. So,
Flew him in the air. It was wild.
man, this man Obafemi had a tear rolling down his eye as he was looking at Brock Lesnar lay on the ground on the outside of the ring. You could literally see a tear coming down Obafemi's eyes, bro. So you know how much this means to him. That was a dope moment. That was such a dope moment. And again,
You know what the fans?
No, you
You know
go.
what the fans noticed about that moment?
What's up?
When Oba put his foot on Brock Lesnar, people noticed from a crowd angle that Brock told him in that moment. You can see him mouth like, "Put your leg on me, put your foot on me," to do that moment, which is fucking so sick.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Too bad Lesnar's refusing to lose, and Oba's going to be taken straight to Suplex City, and he's going to get swallowed up by an F5 come WrestleMania. So too 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 bad for too bad too bad for that. But too bad for that. But no, hey, hopefully Brock is willing to do business. That's all I can hope for. That is all I can hope for. Look, have Oba beat him at WrestleMania, and if Brock wants to go on his tear after WrestleMania, building up to SummerSlam, I think that would be the much better option, personally. But yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. But Brock, if it's time for Brock to do business, he will do business. I just hope he's willing to do business come WrestleMania.
I really hope so. It seemed like there is. If he's willing to, tell him in that moment to do something like that to make the moment better, I feel like he's into this match, which, that's all that's the thing that matters with Brock. He has to be into the match and into what he's doing for it to really be good, man. And if their match is anything like that moment, it could be very good, man. I hope they do that. I'm not gonna hold a hopeful chance that Oba's gonna win. I'm gonna do the smartest thing and completely expect Oba to lose. So I can't be disappointed. And I can only be shocked by a possible good thing, man. That's a WWE Mania Triple H tactic at this point, man. That's what I'm gonna go into this with the mentality of. But that moment was great. It was fucking tough as hell, and I can't wait for that Mania match. That shit, I can't wait for just that aura off, man, because that is it.
Yes. That moment when he put his foot on him, pointed at the WrestleMania sign, bro, that was fucking
So
dope,
tough.
man. That was dope. So, that was the open of Monday Night Raw. As Rollins, I don't know. He is moving towards April 18th on a prayer, I guess, that Braun Breaker will be back in time. Because I have no idea otherwise what Seth Rollins is going to be doing, especially with what they did with the Vision tonight. I especially now really have no idea what Seth Rollins is going to be doing going into WrestleMania, because it looks like they completely took him out of the stuff with the Vision, even though he said he was going to tear the group down earlier in the night.
Maybe if he doesn't, go in face breaker, if he can make it or not, they obviously so far have nothing for LA Knight, so maybe they have LA Knight do an alliance with Seth to face the Usos and the Vision in a triple threat, because the LA Knight kind of did a thing to kind of throw a jab at the Bloodline too tonight, so maybe something like that.
Possibly. Yep.
I can't really think. LA Knight literally has nothing else at this point, so maybe.
Yeah, yeah, ooh.
Neither does Gunther. Bro isn't even on the show tonight.
Man. What could...
It's crazy, dude.
There's a lot of people that don't got nothing going on. Nothing whatsoever. So,
Literally.
yeah, that's... Ooh, God, I can't even begin to think of what you could do with LA Knight now for WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's the only thing is teaming with fucking Seth to face both, technically like Bloodline and the Vision.
Yikes. Paul Heyman is in the back, and the Vision is telling them that they will end Seth Rollins. They they tell them they don't need to worry about Seth Rollins. He doesn't need to worry about Seth Rollins anymore, because he will or they being Theory and Logan will end Seth. Heyman tells them, no, don't worry about Seth. We need titles. That is my vision. Wordplay. He tells them to go after the Usos, and Theory tells him that he will apply the pressure. Oh, shit.
Like, it's horrible.
Logan Paul.
Well,
Logan, it gets better, dude. Logan Paul looks at Heyman, and in a moment of nothing but aura, he tells Paul Heyman, consider it done. Consider us already the tag team champions. And because we love you, we'll take care of LA Knight too. Wow.
Like, what? Oh, what? Horrible, man. This group is horrible. And did you see them, like, talking to Maxine later in the night?
Oh, yeah. I did.
Like, what? What is going on?
Where the hell does that come in?
Oh, man. They might be building up the worst faction I've ever seen, bro. They might be.
I mean, honestly, like, no pun intended, but where the fuck is the Vision in that? Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Maxine Dupree with the bronze? Like, you're starting to make me think there's no way the bronze could be involved with this group when they come back.
At this point, I don't think they can be. This group is so different, and it's lost the plot so much. They can't come back to this group. They can't.
I mean, what could the Vision possibly want to do with Maxine Dupree? They don't even have any beef with any women.
Like what? And she's like a super baby face. So it's like, what is this?
I am lost. I am completely lost there. Yeah, I cannot lie to you, man. But yeah. So again, it looks like Paul Heyman is telling these guys to go after the tag team championships, and I guess just completely disregard Seth Rollins. So what is up for Seth Rollins? I can only hope that, Braun Breaker will be back in time. Which honestly, that's gotta be why Heyman said that, because like he's gotta have something up his pocket, there's gotta be something up his sleeve, man. I mean, there's no way he just said that just to say that. I mean, there's no way. I mean, again, for all the shit Rollins has put him through, he's telling his guys to leave Rollins alone. I mean, there's got to be. I would like to think if WWE was smart enough, or if they had any sort of brains, there would be at least some type of plan. Because why else would Paul Heyman say that?
Exactly. I really hope that means there is a plan.
That remains to be seen. Again, we got about a month to go before WrestleMania, so we shall see. But we have Roman Reigns pulling up to the show. He immediately links up with the Usos, and he then grabs the camera and he says everyone should be upset with CM Punk. Everyone in the family, that is. He said everyone in our family should be upset with CM Punk, but just know WrestleMania weekend, he's mine. There was then another like Bloodline backstage promo where they were all sitting in the locker room like old times, and Roman was just feeling himself, man. He was feeling himself. He was talking about, I don't need an apology, but they do. Talking about the Usos. Roman showed up tonight very cocky. Very cocky. I don't know if it had to do with the fact that the Usos kind of stuck up for him last week. Maybe he's feeling like old 2022 Roman Reigns again. But yeah, I gotta say, man, he was definitely he definitely had the sauce tonight, for sure. He definitely had the sauce. He was he was not playing around. He was not playing around tonight, man. He yeah, like I said, showed up very cocky, very old Roman Reigns feeling.
He did. He was very overly cocky. He really wasn't mad at what happened or as mad as people thought he would be. And I like that direction about how, the Usos were so pissed they went and basically did the business for Roman, which I think is another reason he's so happy. But he's also, telling the camera and basically telling his whole family they should also be pissed at CM Punk. But he's constantly saying throughout the night that he don't really care about what Punk says because it doesn't affect him. And I like that difference of like, it's a very, toxic leader thing to do is like, I'm not mad, but you should be mad at this person for doing this. And that's like the perfect, angle to take Roman's character. I really like that. And I really am interested to see what they're building up with this dynamic for Mania because, like you said, Roman was really fucking cocky tonight, man. And I think what the Usos doing, what they're doing is like kind of naturally going back to old bloodline ways. I think it's all going to end up blowing up in Roman's face at WrestleMania, and I like that. I like the direction I think they're taking it.
I could see that. The only thing that's got me feeling indifferent about this is I keep hearing rumors that Punk is going to be taking time off after WrestleMania.
That's
So
interesting.
if that's the case, and I heard it was going to be no less than 2 months. So if that's the case, does Roman just win at WrestleMania, which is a very interesting route for his character to go. We'll see. Maybe Punk starts to kind of get him to crack a little bit more as we go into WrestleMania, because tonight, again, like I said, he seemed very cocky with everything. So moving on to some Judgment Day stuff. We'll get back to more Roman stuff before the main event happened. The follow-up to the turn on Finn Balor was conducted via a video package by Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan says that this was her plan all along. was to get Finn Balor out of the Judgment Day. She says she only put up with Finn for Dominic. She says Finn Balor is washed and Judgment Day will be so much better without him. Yeah, you see why maybe, you shouldn't have had Dominic down there fighting Vikingo before he had to do a follow-up to a pretty big angle on the show. A month before WrestleMania took place. You see why maybe that's not the best idea?
See, this is why usually companies don't do the whole double duty thing, is because you get stuck doing other bullshit and you get hurt doing that other bullshit. Like, even Tony Khan had the sense to, yeah, he let wrestlers, do what, some wrestlers can do whatever outside the company. But if you were building up to a pay per view match, you can't do other shit outside the company because you got to build up to that pay per view match. I don't know how Tony Khan had the brains to do that to his wrestlers, but WWE doesn't. Dom should be nowhere near AAA right now. If anything, it would have been best course of action if he lost that AAA match. That means he couldn't have had to been in AAA anymore, man. So don't like that they basically had to take him out to do with AAA bullshit. And Liv was just saying a whole lot of generic Judgment Day nothing. It's a Judgment Day way to, take someone out the group and replace them and all that shit. She was just rambling on about, man. Whatever, man. I just hope we can actually get Dom and Finn, together face to face to build up the WrestleMania feud.
Yes. So, obviously, I'm sure we're going to be getting, something. I'm sure we're going to be getting something within the coming weeks between Dom and Finn whenever these guys get back. I expected Balor to be out. Obviously, I think Dominic kind of needed to be here, which is funny because I don't know if you remember this, bro, but Paul used to have these rules in NXT and NXT UK where these guys could go work indies, but if it was a week or if it was a certain amount of time, I think it was a week or maybe 2 weeks, or I think they ended up extending it to like a month. If it was a month before a pay-per-view, you couldn't work. You couldn't work indie shows because he didn't want his people getting hurt. And here Dominic is doing the double duty AAA shit. And he is he is end up hurt here for that. So he obviously wasn't able to do that. I mean, Liv did the best she could, but again, we don't need to be relying on Liv Morgan to build to the Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio Judgment Day feud, man. I mean, these are two of the original members of the group, or at least the core original group with Damian, Rhea, Dom, and Finn. So again, the first voice we did not need to hear about it was Finn Balor, or what the fuck am I talking about? The first voice we didn't need to hear from was Liv Morgan. Again, she was the best person in this case to, say something about it because you had no other options. But again, that should have been Dom doing that, and I don't know why. You didn't film something before he went to do the AAA stuff, or I don't know why he was even doing that in the first place, man. So, that was that, but that was the follow-up we got for the Dom and Finn stuff, so I'm assuming it'll only be a matter of time before Balor comes back, and I cannot wait for that. But
and she was mentioning, JD, how, JD, dropped Finn Balor essentially. Why didn't they just have JD do the follow-up if the other two couldn't make it? That would have been, a more connectful piece to Finn Balor if he had JD do this instead of Liv overall.
100% too, because one of the main talking points of last week was, oh my God, JD turned his back on the guy who broke him into the business. And, and then again, the only thing we see from JD is him, doing same old Judgment Day, talking to Pierce segments.
No, exactly.
So what do you know? Which, speaking of that, Judgment Day, um, uh, or JD McDonough, rather, is in the back arguing with Adam Pearce about giving away Dominic's IC title match to a non-Judgment Day talent. Penta walks up and he does Cero Miedo to JD and he thanks Adam Pearce and just struts away.
Walks off. Like the most awkward segment in the world, dude. And like the crowd didn't even do the Cerro Miro with him for some reason in that specific backstage segment. So it was literally just he just silently went up to him and just and walked away. It was
Yes.
so fucking awkward, dude. It was hilarious.
He's strutting away, and I'm sitting there laughing because I'm like, the fuck was the point of that? I was like, okay,
No,
is JD about to attack him or like what? Like, but no, he genuinely just he looks at Pierce, he says thank you, and then he just goes and just struts off, and I'm like
what?
okay, okay. So that was that. Very awkward segment, and Penta's opponent ended up being Dragon Lee.
Yeah, man, he actually made it to TV, man. Look at that.
Yeah, Dragon Lee pulled up to get an IC title match here against Penta.
It's pulled up before Gunther. That's crazy.
He did, yeah. Dragon was on the show, and wasn't that last week where or was that 2 weeks ago where he got his mask pulled off? Let's see.
Sad. That was 2 weeks ago, I think.
You are correct. Yes, that was 2 weeks ago on March 3rd. Yes, Gunther packed him up, ripped his mask off, humiliated the guy, and he just pulled up casually for an IC title open challenge match against Penta. Yet Gunther was not on the show.
Nowhere to be seen. No match. No,
Yeah.
Jelly Roll has more of a WrestleMania direction than LA Knight or Gunther. Gotta love it.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Penta, or Dragon Lee hit his suicide dive on Penta onto the announce table. They both went flying over the announce table. Dragon Lee hit an Operation Dragon on Penta for a near fall. Penta was able to reclaim offense pretty quickly and hit a very quick and out of nowhere Mexican Destroyer to send Dragon Lee home with the L as Penta retained the Intercontinental Championship here in this open challenge match. And yeah, there was no Judgment Day beat down afterwards. There was nothing, no strings attached. It was just an open challenge. These two embraced afterwards, and that was about it. So I wonder what was supposed to happen here had, Dom had this match. Like, was Finn Balor going to come and cost him the match? Well, apparently from the rumors I've been hearing, we're going to get a multi-man for the IC title at WrestleMania, which you didn't want to do an IC, or you didn't want to do a WWE title that was a multi-man match, but the match that should have been a one-on-one for the IC title with Dom and Finn, you want to make that a multi-man?
Yeah, that's so ass backwards. You don't want to do the Mania one, but Dom and Finn easily could have been an IC title feud going into Mania, and like I'm glad it's off Dom because I really hope this means this is the start of actually them regaining their mid card division on Raw. But like you had the easiest layup for your IC title match at Mania, and now you're probably just gonna do a random ass fucking multi-man with Penta, Dragon Lee, and fucking God knows who else, probably Javon Evans and Kofi and just a bunch of randos, you know what I mean? And Danhausen.
Oh, don't say that.
You want to see Danhausen
Oh
for the US title, man? I'm the fucking, curse somebody, I don't know, that's all he does.
Somebody will, if he's not in that multi-man match, somebody will probably pull the ladder out from under the ring and he'll be on the ladder, and he'll get out and he'll stand up and curse somebody, and then whoever will probably come close to winning the match, but then lose. You know how this is going, bro. Exactly how we said it would
The
go.
Triple H. Exactly, literally how he said all this shit would go, man. Apparently, thank God. Actually, the more times went on, I'm glad we don't get those off TV or non-US segments, because every week I just see the non-US segment is just some in-ring Danhausen schmuck shit. I guess this week he had like a fucking shirt cannon that he was shooting for the fans. Oh, it's horrible. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, I think the week before he didn't have a cannon, but he was like physically throwing shirts.
Just this is what
love that Danhausen, right?
That's that's the worst part is this is the most like WWE shit ever, man. He couldn't have found a more perfect home for himself.
I was gonna say, dude, I didn't think he would fit in WWE. He fits a hell of a lot better than I thought he would. Because to me, he just seemed like an AEW talent because of like just the corniness or the weird indie gimmick. But I say, man, he has found himself a wonderful home in WWE. I didn't even think about it like that, but he really just fits that corny ass WWE just novelty act. He really does.
Really fucking does, man. You could tell Triple H and Bruce Pritchard and TKO are just eating this shit up.
Yeah, they love it. They love it. Paul's sitting there every week with his glasses. He's like, this is what we do.
It's what we fucking do. This is what we do.
He's handing out shirts. This is what we do.
They love them. They love the shirts. They buy them. It's what we do.
They love cursing. They love people being cursed.
Yeah, go curse Roman Reigns for me, please.
So we have AJ Lee versus Bayley. We got AJ Lee versus Bayley here, man. This one was pretty good. I thought.
It was.
It was nice to see AJ Lee in the ring with somebody other than Becky Lynch. And I gotta say, man, I thought it looked like both of these women were having a lot of fun. It looked like they were having a lot of fun, man. And like I said, overall, man, it was very nice to see AJ competing on Monday Night Raw, and B facing somebody like Bayley, man. And Bayley was probably super stoked to have this match in the first place. AJ Lee ended up winning this match with a Black Widow, which led to a Bayley tap out. And like I said, what I thought was a pretty good match.
Yeah, overall it was a very good match. I liked their chemistry. They had very good chemistry. And I really like what they did here, man. I did overall, man. It was really refreshing from all the Becky stuff. And it was nice while it lasted.
Indeed it was, because we went on an ad break, we came back, and Becky Lynch was there beating the shit out of AJ.
I needed that. Literally, we fade back in, and she's just literally in the middle of getting beat up by fucking Becky Lynch. Didn't even get to see the actual moment itself. Great going, guys. I had to watch Mint Mobile, but I couldn't watch this.
Yep. So, Becky attacked AJ here as she attacked her all the way down the ramp, hit her with the belt before everything was broken up. There was also a moment before the attack where Bayley sat right next to the announce table, and they filmed a shot of her looking right up at the WrestleMania sign. So they're obviously, and we'll get to it in just a second, but they're obviously making a pretty big deal about, I guess, Bayley's struggle on the road to WrestleMania. So I can appreciate that, because that makes me believe that Bayley will be participating this year at WrestleMania, which is just great for her and definitely deserved. However, AJ AJ was attacked by Becky Lynch, thus setting up the match for WrestleMania 42, which I think we all, could see coming as, I mean, did anybody really think this was over? That's obviously going to be the match for WrestleMania.
Exactly. It's obviously they're setting up for Mania, and yeah, we're gonna get another match for us. So see how it goes.
For sure, for sure. So, Natty defeated Maxine Dupree.
Like, bro, just stop, bro. Nobody likes any of these. No one likes either women. No one likes the story. No one believes in the low key legend or fucking Kurt Angle, Maxine Dupree. They just, please, can you please stop wasting our time with this?
This is absolutely some of the worst shit, man. I mean, every week this is just every week this is some of the most just terrible stuff you could possibly get on Monday Night Raw. I mean, I genuinely mean that.
It is. It really is, dude. It's so needless and just unbelievable, man. I can't believe in either act. I can't.
Yes, Natalia, I feel nothing when I see her. Maxine Dupree is still not good. I mean, come
No.
on, man. Again, there are a lot better people on these rosters that do not get the opportunities that Maxine Dupree gets. I don't know how much we, on an average, see Maxine Dupree more than we see fucking Lyra Valkyria, which is insane.
It's the
Insane.
dumbest statistic ever. Literally more than Lyra, more than Julia, more than I think probably Tiffany Stratton at this point. It's an insane statistic, bro. It's bad.
We see Maxine Dupree more than we see the War Raiders on the show.
And like, what about? Oh, damn! I just lost my train of thought about these women. Oh yeah, no, never mind. I found it. What about that half call up they were doing with Sol Ruka and Zarya? Whatever happened to that? You got Maxine and Natty on my television, but you kept Sol Ruka and Zarya down in NXT. Hell, I would have took their turn on each other as a main roster story over an NXT story if I fucking have the option between them or fucking Natty and Maxine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? How you doing,
Yo,
bro?
man.
What's the word? But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, again, Natalia for me. I mean, again, I think I've said it before. I think her um best days are obviously I don't really know that she had best days, but her best days you could say are definitely behind her. As I think her I think Natty shines behind the scenes, man, because in between those ropes I just do not care. And again, Maxine Dupree, I mean she again, like I say all the time, why they continue to give her opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, yet there are other people on the show that do not get a fraction of the opportunities she gets. I have no idea. I have no idea why that's the case.
Like you mentioned it with Natty too, how like great she is backstage compared to on screen. You have Shayna Baszler being a coach down in NXT,
Mm-hmm.
but you have Natalia on television doing nothing. Switch their roles. Have Natty go be a coach because that's what she's better at, and let me see Shayna Baszler on my television.
100%, 100%. Hey man, I've been all right, man. I've been all right. Going through the motions, bro. Going through the motions. Yes, and bro. Um yes, we are still here. We are still here. Six years later. Obviously started this whole thing fresh out of high school. So we're still doing it, man. We're still doing it. You already know. You already know. But I've been good, man. How are you doing, dude? How are you? So this brings us, speaking of Maxine and then going back to Bailey, Lyra Valkyria was in the back with her friend Bailey. And they were she was trying to cheer Bailey up about WrestleMania. Bailey was obviously very upset, and Lyra tells Bailey that they will still be making it to WrestleMania. She proposes that they go after the women's tag titles so they can make it. She told Bailey, you know how I know you're going to get to WrestleMania? Because we're going to go together. Meanwhile, in the back, Austin Theory and Logan Paul are talking to Maxine Dupree sitting on the ground.
Oh man, they're really gonna build up the worst action I have probably ever seen of Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Maxine Dupree. That is horrid. That is absolutely disgusting of a faction. What are we doing there with that one? Horrible. But on the good side, Lyra and Bailey, good to see they really do, I think, overall have a path for WrestleMania. I mean, they're talking about it so much. That's obviously the case. And that's actually very happy to see that.
Yes, I'm glad they're making that a focal point. Those two women were the best part about Monday Night Raw for a very long time throughout the fall last year. And I think they are about as deserving as you can get for people that deserve to be on the WrestleMania card, especially after what you did to Bailey last year. So, you know, I'm just glad that they are making it a focal point. So we got Randy Orton. Randy
Dude,
Android Orton.
what was this camera quality, bro? Was this actually live, or did they dead ass just sit on this for a few days and we're like, okay, yeah, we're okay with that quality? Because there's no way.
They had 5,000 ping in the Discord when they were filming Randy
Dead
Orton do
ass.
this, bro. They filmed this with a iPhone 2.
That shit looked wave. They filmed this shit with a Motorola brand. This looked visually horrible. And the whole time I was like, okay, when's it gonna fade into unbeing fuzzy? Never did.
Dude, I'm looking at I thought something was wrong with my TV. I'm looking around, I'm like,
Mm.
what the I'm like, great. Don't tell me don't tell me don't tell me my the fucking pictures going out on my TV, bro. And no, it was legitimately I know Randy Orton has the latest whatever phone he has. I know whether it's a Galaxy, an iPhone, I don't know. I know he has the newest phone on the market right now. And the video came out like that, bro. What my holy Android. I mean, what was that?
Literally track phone.
He might have got a phone through WWE's Cricket Wireless
He might have.
sponsorship they have.
He might have. And he might have bought a burner at the gas station and fucking filmed this with it.
He very well could have, bro. He very well could have. Randy Orton says he did what he did because he is a killer. He then says, hey, Cole, how about this one? Wrestling has more than one royal family.
I love Twitter,
All right, let's
man.
hear it.
I love so the part the beginning, the part where he's on the phone and like thanking them. So obviously, during the course of the promo, he said, he finally talked to someone with a brain, and they made him realize, who he was and that he was killer, all that. And obviously, that was a reference to who was on the phone. The person on the phone was the one that told him, he was a killer, and basically probably told him to lock in, essentially. But to Twitter, man, that was the Rock on the phone. That was a Rock on the phone, and don't know how that correlates to what they're doing at Mania at all, but that was the Rock on the phone. They're setting up the Rock. Ugh.
So Randy Orton was on the phone with The Rock.
He was on the phone with The Rock, according to Twitter, man. He was literally on the phone with The Rock, and The Rock told him, that was the line. There's more than one royal family. That's the bloodline he's talking about. Why Randy Orton would be hyping up the bloodline, I don't know, but that's what he was referencing. Not his own family that has history in the business. Not like he's, a second generation from his father. No, he's talking about the bloodline, man.
I was gonna say he could have been on the fucking phone with his dad.
Yeah, but I'm 100% sure that's the kayfabe person he was on the phone with was his dad. But no, it was The Rock. He's talking about the bloodline, man. That's what he meant by there's more than one royal family. He's talking about The Rock.
What is he gonna be, the next honorary Oos? Is that what Twitter's thinking? Is it is
I,
so
dude,
he's with the bloodline now.
that's the best part. Is none of that. They said none of that. They only say that he was talking to The Rock, and we're gonna get The Rock at Mania. That's literally all they're saying. No actual connection to the storyline with Randy, but he was talking to The Rock, and we're going to see The Rock in Mania. Don't know
Yeah,
how,
yeah, but you
but
know
we're
what they're
going
gonna
to see
say? There is a connection because Rock hates Cody. And guys,
Rock. Hey,
please get
please
over
just
it.
stop.
The Rock,
Please stop.
Rock, no, and Rock too. Rock's got all these movies he's filming this year, isn't it? Isn't this the year he plans to have something that goes for an Oscar?
He already tried that with fucking Smashing Machine and didn't work. I know he's got the Scorsese thing coming up. I think
Yeah,
is it Scorsese? I
yeah,
don't know.
it's
Yeah,
Triple
he's
H.
got
Yeah,
the Triple H movie. Yeah, he's got the Triple H movie coming up. I think he's got like two others, dude. He's got. I think he just had another comedy with fucking. I think they're filming. They were just filming. I think another Jungle. What is it called?
Jumanji.
Jumanji. Yeah, I think they were just filming another one of those. But they're building up to The Rock, man. That's who Randy was talking to on the phone was The Rock.
In all reality, he was probably talking to his dad. He
His
was
father.
probably talking to his dad. Cowboy Bob Orton. That to me probably makes the most sense. But okay.
Who else would remind Randy Orton of who he is than his father? But no, bro. It was The Rock.
I'm sure, again, I didn't watch back in that day, so excuse me. But I'm sure, you know, he probably said that because I'm sure Cowboy Bob Orton has a lot of history with, I don't know, Dusty Rhodes, maybe. So, it's that's neither here or there, but okay. Yeah, he's on the phone with the fucking Rock hyping up the bloodline. Twitter is great. Twitter's fucking
I love
great,
Twitter.
man.
They're hilarious.
And in my guess, and I think that's actually a really cool way to go with the story. I would say he was probably on the phone with his dad, and his dad
I think
probably
so.
reminded him exactly who he was, and reminded Randy Orton probably again probably about the family history between the Rhodes and the Ortons, and this guy, this Chad, can't be WWE champion much longer. So it was probably something like that. And I think they could play cool. I think they could play into some cool stuff with that. You could obviously have Orton go out there and tell Cody Rhodes, at least I can still call my dad for advice. So, you know, he could probably. I mean, everybody pokes fun at Dusty, especially Cody. That's the best way to get to his heart, to get him crying. So, you could probably have Orton say things along those lines and whatnot. But hey, I mean, good old Twitter,
Genuinely,
gotta love him.
dude, you gotta love him. Randy could probably take Punk's line that he said to Roman and apply it to Cody, and that shit'll be pop pop. But he could get advice from his own dad. Cody unfortunately cannot. So like you said, I think it was definitely his dad he was on the phone with. To find himself again and all that, and like what they did. Obviously, the camera quality for that whole fucking video was horrible, but I like what they did overall, even though. Again, they did it on Raw for some reason. I get, you want to Raw's your flagship show, so you want to build it in some way, but like, it's kind of obvious. It's like that was the most obvious. Like, damn, SmackDown kind of sucks. We know most people watch Raw, so we're gonna put some of this program on Raw. Shit ever, but it is what it is. I do get it at the end of the day.
For sure. Javon Evans.
Okay.
He's in the back talking to Dragon Lee after their match. And Kofi comes up to Javon and he tells him that Dragon Lee is dragging him down. Wow.
Bruh.
That's just great.
Hey, don't you love the New Day?
They're just fucking wonderful.
Good love, dude.
Javon, he says he gets pretty offended by Kofi making fun of Dragon Lee, and he says, "How about my answer to you is no." So he walks off, and then Grayson Waller walks in, and he tells Kofi, you know, I don't know what you see in him. And Kofi says, you know, it's real funny you say that because a lot of people ask me and Woods the same question about you. Yeah, I'm asking the same question about Grayson Waller as well. Where does anybody see the potential there?
Exactly. And like, yeah, the best part about that, Kofi literally just said, "Yeah, we really don't see nothing in you," and literally Grayson Waller didn't pay no mind, and there's probably gonna be a few more months of these references to Grayson Waller till they kick him out.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Well, it may be coming sooner rather than later because
Could be.
then we see Danhausen pop up. Danhausen is here. Wonderful. This just keeps getting, this segment just keeps getting better and better. How the hell did we go from Javon Evans and Dragon Lee to Kofi Kingston and Grayson Waller to now Danhausen is here? Wonderful. Danhausen offers, with Woods being gone, he could join the New Day. They tell him no. So he tells Kofi Kingston that he is cursed. But Kofi pulls Grayson Waller in front of him before Danhausen could say the words cursed. So I guess that means Grayson Waller is now cursed instead of Kofi Kingston.
Didn't know it worked like that, man. I kind of just thought it was an out in the air kind of thing. I didn't know it's quite literally a point of the finger thing. So someone should start bringing a mirror, see if that works against Danhausen.
Yeah,
or a picture of Triple H or something.
I was gonna say, could somebody show him a picture of Paul on their phone, please? Can we curse Paul Levesque?
Can we please? But Grayson Waller is now cursed, so I'm sure eventually, hopefully soon, he's going to be kicked out the New Day. Great. Or whatever this is anymore. This ain't even the New Day. Whatever this is anymore.
I thought, obviously, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, okay. So Grayson, I'm sure, is going to be getting kicked out of the New Day soon. Why he was ever in the New Day to begin with, I'm still asking that question, but I digress. You know, maybe he is I don't know, on his way to branching off into some single stuff. Either that or WWE is planning to release him. Because I could see that too, because I mean, what really is Grayson Waller going to do? I mean, I would sit here and ask what his point of being with the New Day is, let alone being, you know, out on his own. What is he going to do?
No, exactly. He's not going to do anything. It isn't really good in the New Day. A-Town Down wasn't that good. I don't even dislike Waller, but this landscape of WWE right now really has nothing for him, and I feel like WWE has realized that.
Yeah, for sure. We have Stephanie Vacker versus Raquel Rodriguez.
I think I saw a statistic that since War Games, Stephanie Vacker hasn't had a match that hasn't somehow involved Raquel interfering or being the opponent.
I can believe it.
I can believe it.
I can believe it. I seen, you know, they showed the graphic for this match, and I thought the same thing to myself. I'm kind of like, dude, is it just me, or do I feel like this is like every week on Monday Night Raw we see Vacker versus Raquel?
For real, it really is, man.
Liv Morgan was out there trying to run the distraction on Vacker. We then get EO Sky coming out for to help Vacker.
Dude, EO's music hit, and I was like, what? Like,
Yes, I thought the same
what?
thing.
Are you're not telling me they're setting up Raquel and EO for WrestleMania, are you? You can't be telling me that. This is dead ass. Like fucking setting up fucking Will Ospreay versus Mark Briscoe for All In. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like what are you doing here? This
yeah.
is EO we're talking about. She was your woman last year. Your woman of the year last year, and you're having her face fucking Raquel at Mania. What are we doing?
Oh, there's no way. Oh, there's no
No way.
there's no way, man. That how are you gonna sit here for the better part of like 4 months and tease this whole Asuka and EO stuff, which in my opinion, I didn't even really care to see that on Mania because the story sucks. How are you going to tease that? And then all of a sudden now EO is getting involved with the Vacker and Liv feud?
What? Like, why? And she was just in a fucking women's mid card related thing. Why is all of a sudden she's just involved in this? Like, why? Like, if you could free up women's tag space by taking the Kabuki Warriors out of that picture and basically putting them into the EO picture for Asuka and EO. It's the simplest thing ever. And like you said, I don't even like the story they did, but like at least that's a match of two notable names that have some value.
Mm-hmm.
Io and Raquel. What are you doing? Like, what is that?
That is terrible. That's absolutely terrible, man. So that's that. Next, we have LA Knight talking to the Usos.
This was interesting.
This was very interesting. This was very interesting. LA Knight walks up to the Usos and he says the Vision, they've got our names in their mouth. He then says, I also see that your boy Roman Reigns is getting a bit too comfortable. He says I love you guys, but just so you know, I won't sit back and let the bloodline of old come back.
I like that. I like that line, and I like how obviously it acknowledged that he used to fucking get his ass beat by the bloodline for like 2 years straight,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't want it to happen again, and I like that, and that goes to my theory about like I think Roman's character thinks that's how it's gonna go, but I don't think that's how it's gonna go, but after Mania.
Yeah, I don't think so unless Triple H really wants to dip back into
Unless he's really
his
desperate.
yeah, I was going to say unless he really wants to dip back into his safety jar, he wants to oh shit. Oh god, the fans are coming down on me. I don't know what to do. Let me bring back the OG bloodline. This will get him going.
This'll get him back. We'll just bring back the best thing we had. It's that simple.
Yeah, I certainly hope not. But yeah, like you said, I think this is I think the whole idea behind Roman Reigns being overly comfortable, it's obviously got to go somewhere. There's obviously got to be some rhyme or reason as to why he is starting to get so comfortable. Sort of like he used to be. So we'll see. We'll see if LA Knight has any sort of real involvement in that, because at the end of this promo he dapped up with Jimmy, but Jay would not dap him up, and I feel like I feel like we could be maybe going down a route where Jimmy sort of ends up being the voice of reason, kind of like, hey, we can't like we because especially too from the promo from last week, Jimmy was more of, he said it himself, you could talk trash about Roman Reigns all you want. don't talk trash about her late uncle. Jay didn't say any of that. He just wanted an apology.
And even like from their backstage segment earlier when they had that like that OG-esque, in the locker room segment,
Mm-hmm.
Jay was pumped. He was back in the cut of like judge of bloodline era shit. But like Jimmy, he's not really fucking with it. He still obviously kind of wants to be doing his own thing in the tag division, and I think that's what they're gonna lead with, like you said.
For sure. For sure. So, we have the main event segment of the show. This was Roman Reigns and CM Punk in a promo. Roman comes out, he does his shtick. He says, "You already know who closes the show." He calls out CM Punk. And Punk takes forever.
God, dude, he was fucking gloating. He did literally a whole wrap around the entire ringside area, dapping people up, shaking hands, kissing babies. Classic PG Punk.
So, Punk says that Roman calls him his government name as an insult. Punk says he would never call Roman by his government name, Titty Liaki, or whatever your name is. He says, "I also won't call you Joe, because that'll be very insulting to a real Samoan I love very much." Shout out to Samoa fucking Joe. That was dope.
Samoa Joe, that was a cool shout out. I like that.
Roman says, "Well, you can call Joe, and he will remind you who the tribal chief is." Punk legitimately looks at Roman and says, "Excuse me for 1 second. Isn't it great to be alive in San Antonio on a Monday or what?"
I hate his shtick. There is nothing I hate more than his fucking shtick of "Isn't it great to be alive and in fucking buttfuck city 14 every fucking week?" It's so mind numbing.
Wow. I thought you loved the stick, dude. I could have swore. Was it last week you say you loved it?
I don't think I ever said I loved it, man. I like
No.
Romans. I like Romans. Romans make sense, That's his goal, is for people to acknowledge him, so that's why he says it. As for Punk, it's literally, dude, he could be in the middle of the most seething promo ever, but he's got to just get that in there. He has to just get that. He's like Cody. He's a Chad. He's a low-key Chad. He just got to get it in there.
Yes, that is my problem with the whole thing. That's my problem, especially with Punks, dude. It irks me that again, him and Roman will be in the middle of taking shots at each other, and you're stopping to like, are you kidding me right now? Like you're stopping to sit here and fucking ask the crowd if it's great to be alive on a Monday. No, I'm watching Raw. It's not. I mean, come on now. That's a terrible shtick. Anyways. He says he's already won because he's in Roman's head. Roman says Phil says anything. Phil says he got me in the main event. But he cannot main event a live event in Europe, let alone WrestleMania. Damn.
His ass.
Punk says he's a line stepper. He says the Usos came out to handle family business last week. And I will admit, I deserved what I got. Right message, wrong messenger. Roman says, I've heard, I forgot to say, Punk asked Roman, so who's the real tribal chief? Roman says, I've heard the same thing for 5 years. Who's the real tribal chief? He says Punk is redundant and repeats the same shit. He's not he says Roman starts mocking Punk. He says, "I'm a part-timer. I'm not here. Maybe you should figure out what the top players do. Maybe you should go ahead and ask your wife. So until you find something to faze me, don't waste my time, Phil." Punk steps in Roman's way, and he tells Roman, "You can't go anywhere until I say you can go." Roman gets back in the ring, and Punk legitimately says to him, "I'm in your head." Motherfucker, you just said that. So you just proved Roman Reigns right.
Roman Reigns, right, dude? I don't remember what Roman said, but Roman said something, and the fans were chanting for Roman like crazy. And dude, the look on Punk's face that they weren't chanting him, he was so mad that he wasn't getting chanted in that moment, dude. Man, like, who would have thought, telling me or you a couple of years ago, CM Punk would come back in this company and be having a promo battle with Roman Reigns, and Punk would be kind of getting fried here. Like, what happened?
Man, so all right. I have so much to say about this, but let me go ahead and finish this because this is crazy. So Punk tells this dude he can't go anywhere, gets in the ring, and he says to him, "I'm in your head." He says, "This is the last time you will main event WrestleMania because I will beat you with all the punkamaniacs going crazy chanting my name. I'll lift you on my shoulders, lift you up, and bring you back down to reality." Okay. Roman says, "I don't want to go here." I thought he was going to go somewhere else, but okay. He says, "I don't want to go here, but enough is enough. You're delusional. You're great on the mic, but you can't faze me. We know when the talking is done, you can't do the walking. You're nothing but a tryhard, making all of us look terrible because at the end of the day, you're old." And Punk hits him.
Dude, that's what sent Punk over the line. Was calling him old, and I like the whole summary of what Roman wanted to say here. Like, Punk dishes all the shit out, and he can't take it.
So,
If I was Roman, I'm talking about a cowboy there.
So,
You know?
so Punk, after afterwards, these people, like these officials coming, like walk Punk away like he's like some psych ward patient. They're like walking him away like he just fucking lost his marbles. And Roman stands up and he's laughing at him. And he says into the mic, he says into not the mic, I'm sorry, the camera, he says he can dish it, but he can't take it. So this is why up until this point I've been Team Roman. So
Yeah.
the only thing Punk's said in this feud up until this point that's really, kind of, really upped the score or really has been a CM Punk thing is the thing about his dad. "I'm going to bury you next to your father." Other than that, he's been redundant and he just repeats the same shit. He's legitimately came out here every week and talked about how Roman is a part-timer and how Roman treated his family like crap. Oh, I'm sorry. He did say something to Roman as well. Well, this was to the Usos, but he said something that, when did Roman ever apologize to you? He said those two things. Otherwise than this, Roman's calling him old. He's calling him delusional. He's talking to him about, he said, Roman brought up a great point as well. "You talk about me being a part-timer, why don't you talk to your wife?"
His wife's part-time.
This is why, up until this point, Roman, I have kind of been leaning more towards Roman Reigns walking out with the championship here. Um, because yes, CM Punk's match quality has been great, but and look, I'm not completely writing this off. We got another month, and I've thoroughly enjoyed this. But I gotta say, Roman to me has been, sort of. Roman's been on the upper end of a lot of these promo battles here, up until this point. I have just liked what Roman seems a little more off the handles than CM Punk does. This is just a very tame CM Punk for me. What about the CM Punk that I grew up watching, where he was telling Triple H, he's got the golden shovel and he used to bury everybody, making fun of Kevin Nash's knees, absolutely humiliating Vince McMahon on the microphone. Where is that CM Punk? I ask.
Well, exactly. Literally, where's the CM Punk that told Triple H fucking his movie went straight to DVD, and that his sister thought Kevin Nash was dead, and all that shit? Where's that Punk at, bro? This ain't the same Punk. And I agree with you, because like story wise, the overall direction I see Mania is Punk walking out, but like you said, personally, Punk's getting fried every fucking week overall, man. Punk had that one up with the father line, but ever since that, he hasn't kept up. I mean, he just says, "Oh, I'm in your head, I'm in your head," but Punk's head, and kind of flipping the reverse on him, and it working in Roman's favor, like it constantly has, and CM Punk, he's talking all this, and what is going on here, man? What is going on? I really don't get it from the side of CM Punk. He's really just looking like a tryhard, and that's what Roman called him. He called him a tryhard tonight, and I have to agree with him. Punk has been a tryhard on the mic for a little bit now, and it's kind of disappointing to see in terms of CM Punk promo quality. He could do a lot better, and he kind of is just getting fried every week, man. I'm interested to see where they're taking this, but like overall, he's getting fried every week. He goes out there with Roman, man. Roman has the one up. Roman has the advantage. He's in his head, and Punk's kind of looking just like a Cody S. Chad on the Built to Mania this year. He really does.
Yes, I need to see. I mean, and again, too, even if you take like recent CM Punk into consideration, where is the Punk that was frying Eddie Kingston, basically telling him that he failed in his career and they tried to hold him to a standard that he couldn't live up to? Where is the Punk that was calling MJF a less famous Miz? Where I want to see those level of shots. And again, this dude is remember how Punk used to look. You know what I mean? When during those promos, or the one with Adam Page, the one where Adam Page talked about workers' rights, the one that sent Punk completely over the fucking rails. Remember how CM Punk used to look? It was no bullshit. It was serious, CM Punk. He was sitting there looking like he wanted to kill Adam Page. He was looking at MJF like, you little prick. And he was looking at Eddie Kingston, and he was looking down on Eddie Kingston. He had a smug attitude looking at Eddie Kingston. He's over here looking at Roman Reigns. Half the time he's fucking smiling and fucking talking about what is it? Isn't it great to be alive? What are you, Drake? What a time to
No,
be
exactly.
alive. What?
Like he's fucking he's either got this smug face or he's just happy, or he's got this jealous face that the fans are chanting for Roman, and it's like, dude, where's the killer on the mic? He's not here right now. He's not. You could have so much stuff you could say against Roman, man, and you're not saying any of it. And Roman, he's saying his shit against you, and you're old is what set Punk off. Calling him old, that and that was our biggest complaint about the whole Braun and Punk stuff was that's really all Braun had is he would just say Punk's old and washed, and
Yes.
we were like there could be more to a CM Punk feud than saying he's old and washed, and that's the big line that they have Roman say to Punk is that he's old. Okay, you're old too. You got gray in your beard, Roman. Like that's not the issue here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, that's not what the beef is here. You got a gray beard, homie. You can't say that.
There is so much, and we talked about this with Rhea and Jade. There's just so much more you're leaving on the table. And again, I'm not going to come down on it too hard because at the end of the day, we got a whole nother month to go. We do. And there's a lot that needs to be said. And I'm not saying they won't go there. I can hope that they will go there, but I'm just talking about a sense of, a sense of attitude from CM Punk. I need to see that sense of attitude change. I need to see that switch into a fucking killer on the microphone, because again, you cannot be on the build to WrestleMania literally jumping up and down, telling the crowd, "Isn't it great to be alive?" This guy's coming for your championship. He's taking shots at your fucking wife for being a part-timer. And the thing to set he's calling you out for saying the same shit. And the thing that sets Punk off is he's old.
Braun said a wife-related line, and CM Punk pulled up mad as hell, ready to fight. And Roman just hit a wife line, and it's all shits and giggles. Like what's going on here?
Yeah, again, I mean, I'm not trying to come down on it too hard because again, we got a month to go. But dude, there was a lot of his feuds with even like the ones in AEW. He just had, and even the earlier promos with Seth Rollins. He had an look the promos of Rollins, the early promos of Rollins. Punk wasn't stopping in the middle of those and being like, "Hey guys, how are you guys being alive?" Or "How isn't it great to be alive?" Or whatever the fuck he's saying. What are you doing, man? What are you? And then again, the whole story, you know, he's telling Roman, "I know I'm in your head, and the thing to send you over the line is you are old."
Send him over the line. He's old. What? And I saw people mention this on Twitter. Literally, the whole thing CM Punk's been having lately is he's old, but he could still go. His matches has been great lately. So the
Mhm.
CM Punk is old debate right now is meaningless because CM Punk has been moving great.
Yeah, it's again. I need a little bit more of that gritty attitude from CM Punk, and I do not want pot shots like "you're old" to be the thing that gets him there. Again, I don't know how far they want to go, but again, bro, this is CM Punk. This is CM Punk. Now, if he doesn't want to go there, if he's requesting, I don't know what's the word. I don't know if he's requesting not to get that deep into it. Again, those are, sort of things that we've kind of heard from another promotion in recent memory of CM Punk not wanting to go past certain points. But again, we just said it with Rhea and Jade. This is Mania. Y'all got to go there. Y'all have a main event to build. And
Feelings don't go.
we're talking about again, dude, like this is why people say wrestlers are the softest people on the planet, because y'all this is entertainment. Like like
Like
what the hell? Like this is entertainment. Like y'all are worried about each other's feelings. We got matches to build.
matches built. Like, hey, that's one thing I'll give Cody. Cody, he's willing to let people talk shit about him and his dad and talk crazy about his dad because he knows it's for the game. He knows it's to build a match. And, obviously he has the fucking, he knows he's probably going to win half the time anyway. But, like, Cody, he's not backstage telling people you can't mention his dad and you can't mention, his family and all this. It's all free game with Cody. I'm sure Randy Orton on Friday is going to talk shit about Dusty Rhodes. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's just the name of the game. In all reality, Roman should be allowed to be out there saying some cowboy lines, saying some elite lines, something like that. That should be on the table with this type of shit. It's Mania. This is Roman Reigns and CM Punk for WrestleMania. That shit should be on the table, 100%.
100%, bro. 100%. And again, it just seems like every time he gets in front of Roman Reigns, it's just more of, part-timer, I'm here, I'm a fighting champion, yada, yada, yada. And it seems like most of the real heavy artillery comes from Roman Reigns. Outside of a couple things Punk has said, again, his attitude just seems very, very just Boy Scout. It seems very Chad made. That's just how it feels, bro. It's just how it feels.
Junior.
At this point, man, it feels like it, because this doesn't feel like the CM Punk that has a chip on his shoulder because he's main eventing a night 2 of WrestleMania in a singles situation. It just doesn't feel like that guy. It seems like that's just kind of what this just, again, the attitude from Punk just seems off. It doesn't seem like the attitude that he had in a lot of his AEW feuds. It doesn't seem like the attitude that he had in obviously the early in his prime in 2011 either. So yeah. I'm gonna need to see more of that. I need to see them over. And again, we got a month to go, so I'm not writing it off. I'm just saying, we got a month to go, so you got to get something going, because you got to have Punk and Roman. By the time we get to the Raw before Mania, you need to make it feel like these guys have went so low and so personal with each other that they absolutely just want to fucking kill each other and rip each other's head off at WrestleMania. Meanwhile, Punk's out here making Hulk Hogan innuendos with Punkamaniacs going crazy. What the hell?
You're saying you're calling your fans Hogan fans, essentially? What are you doing, Punk? Who are you?
Yes.
It does not feel like CM Punk in the main event scene right now.
No, it does not. I don't know what they done turned my guy into, but man, this is some interesting creative. And again, that is why I would much rather be in the favor of Roman Reigns winning, just off the hopes that maybe CM Punk his character can get it together by the end of by the time he comes back from post WrestleMania vacation. Maybe his character can go in a different direction, because this PG, face of the company, Boy Scout, corporate made CM Punk, Chad made CM Punk, whatever you want to call him, it ain't doing it.
Not doing it for me, man. It's not doing it for me. I think Punk needs to pick up the pace and start being like CM Punk.
But yeah, that was that. As yeah, we got that is everything. That is everything we got here today for this edition of NHP Unscripted, man. This is episode 291. This has been weird doing this on a Monday. It's certainly weird looking at the time right now. But that is going to do it, man. And with that is everything we got here today for you guys, here for another edition of Unscripted. This is episode 291 of Unscripted. Thank you guys, as always, for joining us here today. Thank you to everybody in the live chat, everybody in the Replay Mafia. It's been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
Nice. Okay.
That is going to do it for this edition of NHP. It's been another edition of Unscripted. This has been episode 291. Thank you guys. We love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all on Friday with the news.
Peace.
killed.